welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca. Today I am actually in my new office slash library. I don't have my new bookshelves up yet, but eventually they will come. Today I am doing my top 5 favorite series, and these are completed books. They're all the books are out in the series. And I'm not including anything like Harry Potter or things like that. Those are just, everybody's favorites. But these, I think, are stuff that isn't necessarily talked about a lot. And I truly love them. And I think that if you're stuck at home or if you just need something to binge read, these are excellent to pick up and read. So the first one is I believe it's called Trill Trilogy. And this is by Amanda Hocking. This is about a girl named Wendy, and when she's a very young kid, her mom tries to kill her, and her mother ends up in an insane asylum. And later on, 11 years later, she actually finds out that she is a changeling, and it's kind of something that her mom's been saying all along, that this isn't my daughter. And so she finds out that she is a troll and a changeling, and she goes with a guy named Finn back to the world that she comes from, and she has to learn all about surviving in it. And it's just a really, really great read. It's a trilogy. Amanda Hocking has another trilogy that is in the same world, and she's actually just coming out with a new trilogy that is also in the same world. I absolutely loved it. This is actually the trilogy all in one. You have Switched, Torn, and Ascend. That's the 3 books, and I absolutely love this. I read this years ago. It's always been one of those nearest, dearest to my hearts. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, it was just a really good sit down and binge read type book. The next one, you get your people that actually really love it, and then you get your people that are like, not so much. That's okay. It's still one of my top favorite books, top favorite series, and it's The Selection, and it's by Kira Cass. It is kind of like The Bachelor in a world where there is a kingdom. And basically, the prince is never, in all the generations, the prince never gets to just pick a bride. Basically, they have all the maidens in the land get to put in for this competition, and they pick 35 girls, and they do kind of like a bachelor type thing where he dwindles it down to his top girls, and then the last one left is basically going to be marrying the prince. And this one is about a girl named America Singer, and the last thing on her mind is wanting to join this competition. However, because of her family situation, it would elevate their situation in the world, and they're kind of on the second to the lowest rung as far as where they're at in their social circumstances. And getting chosen would be a huge step for their family. They would automatically jump up several levels, and their family would have more food and more things. She also is in a relationship with a guy who's actually in a rung lower than she is. And so it's kind of like a little bit of a love triangle sort of thing. I love it. She's got a sassy personality. She doesn't want to be there in the first place, so she doesn't really care about competing. And she's a fiery redhead, the sassiness in them. It's a super cute romance. It's a trilogy, and it's super easy to read. It's very binge reading I guess. I don't know. It's so easy to just read and binge read it, and it's amazing. I love it. So I highly recommend read this one. The next one is a series, and it has 6 6 books in the series, and it is Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead, and I absolutely love this book. It is a vampire book. It is about, you have your Morai, which are your elite vampires, and then you have your Dampiers, which they're half human, half vampire, and they are the protectors of the Moroi. And then you have Strigoi, and they're your bad vampire, and they basically have no soul. They kill people. You're a good Moroi. They do drink blood, but they don't kill. And so once you kill something, you become a Strigoi, and you become evil and soulless and all this stuff. And so the book is about Rose Hathaway, and she is a Dampier, and her best friend is a Moroi. Her best friend is Lisa, and she wants to be Lisa's guardian when they graduate from school. And so they end up, at one point, they run away from school for 2 years, and then they are found and brought back to the academy, and all this stuff ensues, and people are after Lisa. And Rose is just a phenomenal character. She is spunky and a spitfire, and there's a romance in here that is kind of questionable, but I still go for it. I loved it when I read it years ago. So as a mom now, I don't know if I'm so gung-ho about the relationship in this book, but I still highly enjoyed this. It is a very exciting, very fast-paced read in all 6 books, and I really enjoyed it. This is way up there, you know, as far as my favorite series goes. Okay, the next one is, there's 4 books in this series, and it is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. This is an incredible series. I loved it. It is about a girl named Audrey Rose Wadsworth. And this is set back in the 1800s, where women don't have all the rights that they have now. They are expected to find husbands and be ladies and have tea parties and all that kind of stuff. And she wants none of it. She is very into forensic type learning. Her uncle is forensic. Oh, what is the name of it? I can't. He does forensics. Basically, he deals with investigating murders, and he deals with dead bodies. Basically, like doing all of the mortician type stuff. And she falls in love with it, so she ends up studying underneath her uncle. He also has another person studying underneath him. Okay, so the other person that is studying underneath her uncle is Thomas Creswell, and they do not like each other at first. It is very much a hate to lovers relationship, and the whole plot of this book is, it's during the whole Jack the Ripper. He is out there and he's leaving a wake of bodies, and so she and Thomas and her uncle are investigating these bodies, and they are trying to find out who is the murderer and how to stop him. She is very outgoing, and she does things that are very not ladylike and very against the norm for the era that it is in. I absolutely love it. I love her way of being very modern for her era, and just basically saying, I am who I am, and this is who I'm gonna be, and that's how it is. And it's a really good read. It's very intense. I couldn't put it down once I read it. And each book, they have a new villain that they are investigating, and it is amazing. I loved it. Last but not least is The Mortal Instruments by Kiera Cass. I would actually have to say that anything in this world is an amazing read. I think that I do prefer the Infernal Devices over this series, and that's just my personal opinion, but this one actually has 6 books in it, where the Infernal Devices is a trilogy. However, they are all based in the same world, and they're all interconnected. There's I think there's like 15 books all together in this world, and so if you're looking for something to just binge read, just to get into and just involve yourself in, this is an excellent, easy read. It sucks you in and doesn't let you go. And so I highly recommend all of Cassandra Clare's books. So yeah, that's my top 5 favorite series. Thank you so much for joining me. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.